Welcome to Mailbox Monday for February 11th. This is going to be my book haul for the last 2 weeks. Hopefully this is recording okay. I'm having trouble with my webcam on my Chromebook, so it's not recording sound. I don't know what's up with that. So I'm using the camera instead. So this week I got 8 books from a variety of different sources, this week and last week. I'll go ahead and start going through them. The first book I got is Midnight Blue Light Special by Shauna McGuire. This is the second book in the Encrypted series. I really like Shauna McGuire. I love her October Day series, and I love the Newsflash series that she wrote by Mira Grant. This one is about Verity Price, who's part of the Price family, think Vincent Price. And their job is to protect humanity from like evil encryptids, as well as just help the cryptids, you know, live in humanity and protect them. So I'm really looking forward to read this. This is comes out March 5th, and I'll probably be reviewing it in the next couple weeks because I really love this series. The second one I got for review is Obsidian Mirror by Catherine Fisher. And this is the first in a new, I'm not sure if this is standalone or a series, but I can read the synopsis real quick. The obsidian mirror, its power is great and terrible. Men have been lost in it, the dead brought back to life through it, and the future annihilated by it. That's what will happen unless the mirror is destroyed. Someone has been sent from the future to do just that. Someone else will protect the mirror at all costs, obsessed with its power. And yet another needs the mirror to find a murdered father and save his life. Only one can succeed. So I really enjoyed Catherine Fisher's series. Sorry, my cat is destroying something over here. I'll be right back. Come here, you. This is my new kitten, Sprocket, and he likes to destroy everything. So he was over trying to, he looks kind of upset because he's being naughty. All right, so Catherine Fisher wrote Incarceron, which I enjoyed. This one comes out in April. So I got this through Library Things early reviewer program. So thanks to Dial Books and Library Thing for providing that for me. I bought 2 books this week. One was an audiobook called The Queen is Dead by Kate Locke. This is the second book in the Immortal Empire series. I read God Save the Queen late last year and really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a steampunk Victorian vampire series. The heroine is really funny and I enjoyed it. So The Queen is Dead is the second book in that series, and I got that on audiobook to listen to. The other book I bought is Asunder by Jodi Meadows, and this is the second book in the Incarnate series. Incarnate was a book I read last year for review that just floored me. I loved it. It was all about reincarnation. It was in this crazy fantasy world with dragons and everything, and so I'm excited to read this and find out what happens to I think the man Anna is the main character, and she's a new soul. So she's born, she isn't reincarnated, she's the only person born from a new soul in like hundreds of years, where everybody that's in her village are people that have just been reincarnated from old souls. So I'm excited to read this. I've heard good things about it too, and I really loved Incarnate. It just totally surprised me. All right, I swapped one book this week through Paperback Swap, and that is Rip It: How to Deconstruct and Reconstruct the Clothing of Your Dreams by Eliza Mayrich. I've had this on my wish list for like a couple of years. I went through a phase where I was like reconstructing a lot of my clothing, so I haven't been doing as much of that lately, but this should be a fun quick read, just to, you know, see some interesting ways to modify old clothing or make old clothing look more interesting or whatever. All right, and then I got 3 books from the library this week. The first of those is In a Glass Grimly by Adam Gidwitz. This is a companion novel to A Tale Dark and Grim, which I read last year and loved. A Tale Dark and Grim was about Hansel and Gretel, and they ran away from their abusive father and ended up running through a whole bunch of different fairy tales, if that makes any sense. And it was hilarious, and the author would put in little asides about what they were doing, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed through the whole book. It was so funny. And it's about fairy tales, which I love. So this is In a Glass Grimly, and this one is actually about Jack and Jill. And they make their way through a variety of fairy tales. So I'm excited to read that. The second one I got from the library, I've been trying to get books from the library that I really wanted to read last year but never really got to getting. So this is another one that I wanted to read last year but never got around to it. That's The Fairy Ring by Kiki Hamilton. And I love young adult fairy books, so I'm excited to read this. And it sounds like this is about Tiki and a magic ring that she finds. So yeah, I've been wanting to read this, and I know that the second book called, I think, The Torn Wing came out the end of last year, so if I like this, I can go ahead and read that. It sounds like it's a trilogy, or maybe more than a trilogy. There might be 4 books. Alright, then the last one I got from the library is one I have just been dying to read, and I didn't get it for Christmas, and I didn't get it anywhere else, so I got from the library, and that's The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. I read Woven Brightly by Alexandra Bracken and really, really loved it. From what I have heard about this novel, this is about a whole bunch of, it's in the future, kind of a post-apocalyptic world, and there's a subset of humans that can do crazy, dangerous things with their minds, and they're all kept in a camp to keep the rest of humanity safe from them. I can read you the first paragraph here. It says, when Ruby woke up on her 10th birthday, something had changed. Something frightening enough to make her parents lock her in the garage and call the police. Something that got her sent to Thurmond, a brutal government rehabilitation camp. She might have survived the mysterious disease that killed most of America's children, but she and many others emerged with something far worse, frightening abilities they could not control. So I'm excited to read this. I liked Alexandra Bracken's writing in Brightly Woven quite a bit, and so this should be fun. And that is what I got this week. So kind of a large variety of books. There were 8 of them. That's all I really have to say. We're supposed to get a huge snowstorm here in Minnesota tomorrow, and I am honestly getting kind of sick of it. I like the winter, but by February I'm ready for it to be spring again. So we'll see if we get that snowstorm, and if we get 9 inches of snow or whatever. That's going to make it a lot of fun on Monday to get into work. Other than that, I hope you guys got some great books, and I will talk to you next week. Okay, bye.